Oh, we're rolling now?
Alright everybody, welcome back. As you can see in the title, this is another X-Wing bat rep. And if you've seen the unboxing, the GR75 will be unveiled in this battle report. What do you think about that?
It's a big ship. Been reading about it before it came out. Very interested. It's a big ship. It gets in the way. It doesn't have any ability to dodge, but it has shields. Has a lot of hull points. It's gonna be interesting. We're doing standard board, standard mission, no asteroids. So the only thing I have to worry about running into is the big ship.
Right. The interesting thing about the going into this the GR75, it is meant for epic play. It's in the rule set, so it's not meant for standard play or 100-point squad build. So we specifically went after one of the missions in the book right now, the blockade run. So the GR75's the concept is it needs to survive for 8 turns. The Imperial's going to start with a ship or 2, I think there's one.
One ship, and then I've got 4 reinforcement squads that come out, and my strategy is I've got 4 TIE bombers, I've got 4
we'll walk through them.
Yeah,
we'll walk through them a little different.
It's not going to make it to the 8th round.
We're going to kind of do some things here we'll let you know. We're going to go through the ships to show them because there really is a lot of ships. There's about 200 points per side. That's 400 ships. I don't want to spend all that much time flashing all those ships in front of you like I normally do in my the X-Wing bat reps. So we'll do that. We're not going to show the movement right now because, again, there's basically going to be a lot of points moving around. I know some of you have asked for that. We're just going to kind of keep it.
Next time we do a regular 100-point battle, we'll go through with the movement again. But with 200 points, a lot of ships flying around, we don't want to have a 2-hour long video.
Right, and we're also still getting adjusted to the GR75, so...
Yeah, it's the first time using it. Hopefully we'll hit all the rules correctly. As always, if we don't, throw down a comment, let us know what we could have
we love the comments.
fixed.
We get our rules better with you guys commenting below. But again, this is pretty exciting. We're going to try to... The mission is for the GR75 to survive for 8 turns. If the Rebels can do that, they win. If the Imperials can destroy that ship, that will be the end of that. We'll go through the ships and how they're set up right now through some of the mission scenarios. Like it is in the mission scenario pack for that box.
Yeah, and you've got the Rebels.
Yeah, I'm playing the Rebels.
You're trying to keep it alive. I got the Imperials, and I'm trying to take it down. So
let's see how that works.
Let's see how it works out.
All right, let's see how it works. All right, we'll start with the Rebels. As you can see, that's the big GR75. That's what we're protecting. Going with it, I just basically took 5 X-Wings. Starting first with a rookie pilot, then Biggs. He's got a shield upgrade and an R2-D2. The GR75 comes with a combat retrofit. Got a little bit of glare, you can't see that part of it. I upgraded the WED-15 repair droid and the backup shield generator, all to try to keep it alive since that's the mission scenario. I've got the new pilot here, Tarn Myson. He's going to be joining us. And we have Wedge and Luke. So some big hitters on our side for that. And that's going to be the Rebel force. Alright, the Imperial forces, they're going to be broken up into 5 waves. 1 wave starts, then 4 reinforcements come. But with the way that it was kind of distributed, Spectre Fedson had a little bit of an issue kind of getting the right waves.
Yeah, pulling out 200 points wasn't too much of an issue, as you can see. Was able to use some upgrades, plenty of ships, but there's specific point values for each wave. First wave out that starts on the board, there was no point value, so Karnar Jax will be making his debut by himself. From there, it was a 45 to 55 point for Group B. So I went Group A. Sorry. So I went with a TIE bomber and 2 Black Squadron pilots. Group B, Major Reimer will be coming out himself. That was a 25 to 35 points. Group C is another big group. That will be 2 Black Squadron pilots again and another Scimitar bomber. And then the final group coming out will be Captain Jonas. So he will be the guy, the icing on the cake, so to speak, if the transport's still flying.
And these are loaded with missiles to bear and bombs. So we'll see exactly what they're able to do to drop them in the way. Okay, so the mission parameters are set. Carnor Jax is lonely coming out there as he's found out that they're trying to make a run for it. We've got Counter A,
Group A.
Group A,
Group B's coming off the second side.
with Group C next to it,
And then bringing up
D
the
and
rear.
N. Meanwhile, we've got the rookie on the right with Biggs and Luke, led by Tarn and Wedge on the left side. And we'll see exactly how these missions play themselves out. Alright, so basically all the ships have moved around. Luke broke off to the right with all of them pretty much focusing. Carnor moved in. He is not afraid. He is part of the Royal Guard. He's going to take on this whole fleet himself. One turbo laser has been launched, so we will roll how that's going to work. So basically ships within 1 or 2 of the firing arc.
Yeah, I figured Carnor was, he's on his own. Let's go ahead and...
it's going to get the big ship. It's going to get the two
on the front.
2 X-Wings. So we'll roll for the X-Wings. So it's going to be, let's see here.
3 attack dice.
3 attack dice. You only can get explosions. Criticals don't count.
Alright, we'll start with rookie pilot.
Yep. And got 2.
2.
So he's on 2 evade. Right. Ship 2 evade. Yep. He's got a focus, so he'll hit 1 shield loss. Taking out already on that. And then on
Second shot will
Biggs.
be on Biggs. Gets targeted no matter what anyways.
So just 1.
Just 1.
Because the critical ones are not effect. Biggs has a
Focus as well.
focus, so he's all
dodges.
set. Since we're not going to be worrying about anybody else shooting at us.
And then the front part
Yep.
of the big guy. 1.
1. So it will lose a shield because it was not doing anything particular. Which is here. Boom.
And it starts off with 4 shields in case you're wondering.
Yep, and has a chance to recover all that.
He does.
So that was that. That icon is gone. And that basically was the turn 1 with a couple shields being lost early. Nice Star Destroyer support. Alright, additional note. As we're learning our big new ship, he has the backup shield generator. He spent the shield, he basically spent an energy to recover that shield. With a combat retrofit, he's actually 10 hull and 5 shields, so he's basically fully back up to where he needs to be. So just to let you know how things are working, making this boy a really big beast. So he's really got to get that turbo laser pounding more on him than little X-Wings.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've really got the thing started here.
Carnor Jax ain't afraid.
These guys will be showing up at the end of the phase. So basically, Luke did a little bit of a weave and moving over, and the rookie pilot moved in to engage, but Carnor went right past him. He was really going aggressive. But
Mission at hand.
could be a little bit of a problem, though. He's got basically Turn, Wedge, and Biggs all pretty much barreling right down on him, and then the GR-75 jammed him. So he's got a focus on him for protection, but he's got 2 target locks on him from Tarn and Wedge. Biggs has got a focus on him, but then he got jammed, so he's got 2 stress tokens on him, which makes it going to be long for him to clear that.
You can almost argue you should get a stress token just for going into the gauntlet.
So yeah, it pretty much was probably more fitting. So we're going to go right to the shooting, which starts with Wedge. And Wedge will fire at range 1, 4 attack dice on Carnor Jax. And using target lock, I'll spend this for that. So
Oh
it's
boy.
V, and you only get 2 agility because of Wedge's ability.
That's great. So I got 2 chances to dodge, 4 hits. How do you think that's going to work out?
I got the focus for 1.
Yep. So he'll take 3.
Yep.
And that kills him.
Kills him. So
There goes Carnor.
Wedge already in the death state of killing things.
Wow.
Boom.
Dead ski. Good
Wave,
thing I got guys coming out at the end of this round, because
Yeah.
that would have been a boring round next round.
wave 1 clear. Wave 1 clear. Alright, so basically now we have the reinforcements. So Group A has arrived, and they will see what they can do to help out. We'll see them now, and we'll see what they do to engage. Alright, we're not unsure where we kind of are with some of this. Basically, just to recap some of the things, Wedge basically has done not much here. We
Between Wedge,
Biggs and Tarn
the rookie, and
killed this
Tarn,
TIE fighter here.
took out one of the TIE fighters.
Yep. Now
TIE fighters did not do any damage. However,
this guy has done a
Scimitar.
hit with an assault missile on the ship to take out one shield because it's being reinforced. So that's going to take 1 damage. So we'll give 1 damage to
Wedge,
and does it Tarn as well?
Yes.
I think yes. So Wedge and Tarn will also take immediate damage, which will knock out their shields, right?
Yes.
So bam and bam.
Yeah, it's a normal hit, so it's just a shield hit.
So they also lose some shield aspects there. And that will finish up the round. And we'll see if we're going to be firing some other blasts here. Alright, so we got some more things going on here. We'll start with the Imperials first, the turbo lasers.
Or was at the end? No, so they might be losing.
It's at the start, so we still have those. So basically, this turbo laser is going to roll 3 dice against the rookie pilot. It's got 1, so it's got need 2 agility. Got 1, so he's okay.
Okay.
The other 2 ships are pretty much sure are in range.
Don't know if they're going to be in range or not.
We're looking.
Oh, Biggs is in range.
Biggs and yeah, he's in range.
So both are in range.
Yeah. So first on Biggs.
3 more on Biggs.
1
more.
Biggs gets 2. He got it. And Tarn.
And Tarn
got 2. So he didn't get. He got a focus. So he loses his last shield. So he's out of shields from the assault missile and the turbo lasers. Then I fired an ion blast.
Which one are the ion tokens?
The one to the far right corner. Nope, right corner, right there. So it says here for the mission.
Now, it's interesting thing with this, the ion token, it's an automatic ion hit. So these guys hit with an ion.
Good shot
and
there.
then 2 shots each on each of them. So we'll go with the bomber first.
Nothing.
Nothing. And
TIE fighter.
1. So he has 3.
No problems. So, but the whole biggest thing was the ion. Yeah, they're not out of range of everything else. All right. So.
Yep, because.
Yep,
just out of range of his own ship.
All right. So that was the end of round 3.
GR75 is moving, and if you remember correctly, there was a couple ion tokens thrown down on the bomber and the TIE fighter, and wouldn't you know it, guess what happened? It ran into the TIE fighter.
It's pretty much as I was hoping.
He gone.
So the TIE fighter immediately explodes. He is dead. And we'll let Spectre Fedsen roll a die on an explosion. The GR75 will take also that hit as well.
1 die?
Yep. And yes, so he'll lose another shield.
Woo!
Yeah. So
small, not very moral victory.
Alright, at the end of his action, so pretty much all the ships have flown all around. They are K-turning, maneuvering, setting to a side. This guy will move 1 and then barrel rolled. However, it's not all over. This seismic thing just went off.
Boom!
So,
I dropped a bomb!
Range 1, that's going to be all 3 of, all the ships, even the GR75, are all going to get nailed by this thing. Which is now what of the damage thing?
Seismic charge. This token detonates at the end of the activation phase.
Yep.
I believe it's just a 1 hit. Let's see here. Bomb token.
Everyone suffers 1 damage.
Each ship at range 1 suffers 1 damage, then discards this token.
Okay, so everyone takes damage again. Alright, so
Tarn.
Tarn, who has no shields, is damaged. Boom.
Boom.
So
Luke. Shield.
He has a shield.
Wedge.
Has a shield.
The big guy.
Yeah, he has lots of shields.
Successful bomb detonation.
Yeah, that's
so something
nice.
went right for me.
Got 4 hits out of that thing, so not bad. Okay, so basically, let's get back into some fun things. So Wedge can shoot nobody. Luke might get him.
Luke is in range. Range 2.
So that's 3 dice for him. That's going to be 2 hits, and 1's a crit. And so he'll take a hit and a crit.
Bam! Bam! Structural damage. Reduce your agility value by 1.
Uh-oh. He's in trouble.
Not that he had an agility value much anyways,
Then
but...
Biggs, I think, has him at range 3.
Oh, he got stressed out by the...
Yeah, we jammed him.
The GR75, by the
So
way.
he is in range 3, so it's going to be 3 shots from Biggs, but he'll get a defense die back up because
I just lost my agility.
Access agility.
Oh, see, now I needed all 3. Now I only got 2.
Yep, target locked him.
So...
Target locked him. So dodge 1. So
Dodge
1 hit
but
and a crit.
Hitting a crit gets through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't matter what this is. He's dead
anyway. So there goes the bomber. And the X-Wings are continuing to protect the transport and clear fighters out per round.
Oh no!
And that is end of round 3 or 4, right? No, 4. So we'll get some ships out. All right.
Turbo laser.
Got some mighty turbo laser. The last for the Imperial players to see what we do here. So we'll start with Tarn. He's got it right in his butt.
3 shots.
One hit. He's got nothing on him. He dodges. So Tarn's okay.
Luke.
Young
Skywalker.
He's got 1. And he is going to take his last shield is gone. And Wedge. Got 1 as well. And he's okay. And the big thing.
1, 2.
Yeah, the big guy, he's not reinforced, so he takes 2 shields lost. Now he's got no shields.
And then the rookie pilot is within range 2.
Okay. 1.
Damn,
and he's okay.
So the last blast comes out and it does a little bit.
And you're going to spend 1 energy at the end phase to recover one of those shields. Thing going up, but it's hurting. Yeah, then here comes Major Rhymer. See if we can do some damage here.
So the transport is living up to what a lot of people expected, at least me. And Luke did a perfect K-turn to get through him, and then he turned. And
squashed him.
He squashed Luke.
Yeah, I should have tried to keep the thing going straight, but just still trying to play the combat to getting rid of ships, so Luke is going to have to eject and use the Force to save his butt. But he is out of play. That kind of helps the Imperials out.
Finally a rebel ship gone!
So pretty much just check ranges out for these guys. I have an Ion Blast. I'm not going to use it because that's just the small group. So
that's a mistake on my part. I was expecting Major Rhymer to be in range. I should have went a 4 move instead of a 3. He was less than 1 range away, so I lost out on a chance, and that's going to hurt me with these guys making the turn to come out.
And the does have 2 energy from this. I'm going to spend 1 to gather another shield. So
of course you are.
Damn it. Alrighty, so Major Rhymer is in some major trouble as he's gone right after the 3 X-Wings who all eagerly went rushing right after him.
Whee!
He has changed his target lock to Biggs because, well, guess what? He has to shoot Biggs anyways.
Yes,
so
but he shoots first.
That's pretty much where that's going to go. And Wedge has made his turn into the front of the ship.
He's way out of range.
Everyone's flying around. Fun. This is. I gotta say right now though, it's been real fun trying to fly and dodge a moving like something that will really kill.
A moving house.
Pretty hilarious. So I'm pretty sure Wedge is way out of range. Yeah, he looks way out of range for that. So Major Rhymer will blast because he can do any range, whatever he feels like it.
Concussive missiles.
Concussive missile. Are you sure you don't do?
It's 4. So.
Yeah, but he's got all shields.
I know. But his cluster missiles are only 3. So.
Yeah, but twice. That's what cluster missiles do.
I'd like to try to hope he lives and save that for the big guy. So.
Okay. He's hoping to live to get past.
If I live this, here's my strategy.
Okay,
I'm using the 4 because it gives me 4 chances to take down Biggs' shields.
Okay.
The concussive fires twice, which is 6. I need to get this thing out. I've only got 2 rounds left. No matter what, if I live, I'm past Biggs. I don't have to shoot him next round.
Yep.
So the cluster, would actually be fired on this, and hopefully every single one of them hits.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know what's going to happen after that, because the other group's way the hell over there.
Okay, good hope.
So here we go. Concussive missile.
Here we have.
Concussion missiles, whatever you want to call them. Can change 1 miss to a hit.
Oh no! So here goes Biggs at 2. And no
there goes
focus.
all the shields. So
three
it worked out.
shields, no crits, so he's taking 1 damage.
So it worked.
Bam. So his plan A is working so far. But the next part of that plan is living. And now here's Biggs' chance. 4 dice on that bomber. He's got 6 hull. So here we go.
Ouch.
3 hits. He does have no other icon thing on him because he was stressed. Oh, so he takes 2 and a crit. That's already half his life.
Malfunction. Reduce your primary weapon value by 1.
Ooh, so
minimum of 0.
now he's down to 1. Then we have Tarn. Is he in range 1 or 2? That's pretty close.
Tarn is pretty close. I'm thinking 2.
Thinking 2 as well.
2.
So here's Tarn. His shots. He's got 2 crits.
Gravy.
Nothing else.
So plan B doesn't look so good right now.
Yeah, Reimer needs 1.
2.
He's down to 1 left. These are 2 crits. Yeah, these are 2 crits. Oh,
there it is. He's dead.
Tarn just blew him with a direct hit. Plan B does not work.
Plan B fails.
And the rookie goes, "That was my kill, man. That was my kill, Tarn." And now basically the other I have no ion shots to fire, and the Group C will show up.
Group C will show up.
And there's our new bomber with his escort. Group C. And a few more rounds left. So a couple more rounds really kind of making into this. Alright, Wave C has come in. The rookie has thrown himself in the way of the TIE fighters. They lost their actions. The bomber is hoping to clear out Tarn. That's where his thing was, because Biggs was outside his fire arc when he started, stayed out that way. Wedge is flying in to engage, so X-Wing's looking to protect the transport as it tries to get away, because there's not much coming at it. And staying over there, we're going to start our shooting. Where is Wedge? He's running for the bomber 3.
Yay!
So he'll have -1 agility, so we'll be only at his 2.
Boom!
And target lock, we'll spend it.
Oh crap!
So it'll be 1 and a crit. He had focuses, and he doesn't have those.
And that's a 2.
So now he's at 3 damage.
Should I take 1 off?
Yeah. Biggs is gonna fire at this TIE fighter right in front of him directly.
18.
He is gonna turn that focus into a hit, so that's 2 hits.
Dodge.
Got 1, so only 1 damage on him. Tarn will also fire at the. He's gonna fire
Same
at
one?
the. No, he's gonna fire at the bomber.
At the bomber. That's range 2.
Yeah, range 2. So let's put this in hand and turn the focus into a hit.
Good gravy.
And he survives. That was a big dodge. Big dodge.
Oh.
And that will allow the bomber. Oh, I have the initiative, so that TIE. This X-Wing is gonna fire at the bomber. Range 1.
The rookie pilot comes through.
3.
He's dead.
Yep, he can't dodge that, so we'll get him out of the way before he fires his payload.
Which was going to be an assault missile. Had it hit, it would have
Oh, we got him. Now the TIE fighters have to fire. One has to fire at Biggs. The other one can fire whoever. Well, he can fire at the Tarn or the other dude. So start with him. He has to fire at Biggs.
Biggs.
3 dice. Crit. 2 dodge. And he dodges.
And
So
the other
Tarn.
guy will fire at
3
Tarn.
dice.
2.
2. Tarn gets 1 and a damage, so he's down to 1 health left.
And do you want to deploy
No.
your ion?
No.
Alright. Not looking good for the Imperials to be able to stop. They're down to
Yeah. I think we can foresee this mission as success. Yes?
probably. We got the
Bomber left.
1 bomber left that comes out right now.
But he is totally at. This guy is at like 13 health. He can't do that much damage.
He's at 13 health. Looking at what I've got concussive missiles and cluster missiles. At best, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's no way I could do enough damage in 1 round. So.
Especially
we're going to go ahead and call it here, as there is no way with the remaining ships I have that I can do enough damage. The only way would be massive critical hits. Actually, no, because you can't get criticals with the...
We'll recap it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Alrighty. Well, that was the Escape from Hoth. It was fun.
Oh, yeah, Escape from Hoth.
That's pretty wild.
Again, just a quick recap. We called it one round short. I had 3 ships left. Captain Jonas and 2 TIE fighters. The only way that I would have had a possible chance is if Jonas could have fired his full payload at the ship, and not only did I hit with every shot, I had several criticals, and the chances of that happening are pretty much slim to none. As all you would have to do at that point is throw Biggs in there and deflect the shots. Get to kill Biggs, but so no need to keep going with that one.
If you would have got past Reimer, then you would have a good opportunity if he was able to hit some of that delivery to kind of start wheeling it down. But I was pretty happy. I felt seeing a lot of military films like that. I played the escort. The ships, my X-wings were always around the ship, so I knew where he had to kind of maneuver. Stayed pretty well and aggressive. There was only one part where I wasn't that way paying attention. A couple ships lost their actions. The other K-turns, though, really was, it's a big ship. It was very hard to maneuver. I would have really had to try to clear out a dodge. Maybe that would have been best to save Luke, but obviously,
first time using it, getting used to when it does turn, what arc it takes, and nobody ran into it.
Nope.
It ran into one of each. It ran into an X-wing and
for my part, the scenario helped because having the ion blast, nailing the 2 ships, set that up. The bomber was able to do a barrel roll because he didn't run anything else. The other TIE fighter happened to have hit wedge because of where things had started. Otherwise, it could have maybe produced over. So it was a really fortunate situation for me to get the TIE fighter.
Yeah, with a lot of the missions, I made the comment during the match. I don't know if it made it on camera or not, but I should have spent a little bit more time on strategy, maybe not as much time on the ships that I was picking, and by that, the first wave, you mentioned it, probably should have been a lot more ships. Some TIE fighters, a little bit of a swarm, force you to pull your escort away from the ship a little bit, and then with the other ships coming in, my reinforcements, aim them. And
it had been a while since we played. Launching, just even with going what you did, just launching Carnor Jacks into that many guns. I mean, there were basically 4 ships. That's pretty much what you want to do in a dogfight anyways, is to get enough ships on one ship to get through its tokens and stuff like that. And I think you really should have maybe just moved them up the board and just waited until the reinforcements arrived, then come in from the back door, and then you would have had a lot more opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. Overall, it felt like a video game. Here's wave 1, you wiped it out. All right, what happens? You get a breather. Wave 2 comes in, you wipe it out. It was very much video game style. It was like it was just kind of going. Unfortunately, I never got to the boss level.
The scenario was awesome, though. I mean, just protecting it was wicked fun for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Just jumping on every ship. Also looking for the most threat. I wasn't really picking the TIE fighters. Like, it was bomber, bomber, bomber. So it felt really like that dogfight where you go after the ships that could.
It's very interesting. Definitely strategy. I'd love to see that mission played again because it's a strategy we've had before when we're dealing with big ships. Is do you target the big ships and forget about the others, or do you try to whittle down the others to give you a better chance at the big ships? And I honestly don't know which strategy would work best at this point. I just know that it was possible. I got plenty of hits on it. It dropped the shields. It was completely out of shields a couple of times. It does help that it can regenerate the shields.
Yeah, the lasers were helping. I think you were a little hungry for them earlier.
The proton, the blasts for me, I was hoping to use those to try to do damage on the X-wings, so I didn't have to focus on them as much. If they get in the way, a few extra shots, maybe the shields are already down from those protons. Unfortunately, I rolled really poorly with them, and one of them I put out there and I had 5 ships that all got targeted, and I did the last shield worth of damage.
Pretty good.
So, it's roll of the dice plays in, but my strategy could have been a little bit better. But definitely fun.
Yeah.
And my seismic charge, successful.
That was awesome. I really rolled with that one. I was expecting more damage, to be honest. I was kind of surprised it was only an immediate one, but that was pretty cool. Yeah, you talked about strategy building the fleet of ships. One of the things when I did pull the 5 X-Wings out to kind of give it the escort, one of the things I really thought would have been pretty cool was to take YT-1300s and Hawks to more like a very fleet-esque transport thing. Would have been a pretty neat idea too. So,
I definitely probably would have went the straight swarm with nothing but ties at that point. And honestly, I didn't really pay attention to the fleet that you were building to begin with. When I was just thinking, big ship, it's got some shield, got a lot of hull. What do I want to do? And the first thing that popped in my mind were the bombers, with being able to deliver the payloads.
Yeah. I was expecting a lot of clusters.
If I were to rebuild, going against the same fleet you had with the 5 X-Wings, I would have kept at least 2 bombers, but the rest of it probably would have been TIE fighters. And, TIE fighters try to distract everybody else and let the bombers kind of sneak in and do the damage. But then again, I might have changed the whole strategy after the way it is.
Yeah, depending on what we get a little bit. Myself, I would, we'll revisit this again because...
Yeah, if anybody else plays this mission, put a link down in the comments. I'd love to see the video that you guys put together, see what strategy you guys use.
And the same with this thing too is there's a lot of different ways to go about it when you're looking into building the ships. I think interceptors would have been pretty interesting to go with that, but you could go with so many ways.
Interceptors with stealth devices, maybe
you
stay alive a little bit.
You have some fire sprays, some heavy firepower. You could use some of those other ships, but those ships got to be a little careful. The maneuverability on those is dangerous around that. So, but
Yeah, I didn't. You know what? It's interesting you just say that because it didn't cross my mind at all during my building phase to grab one of the big ships, one of the fire sprays, or even the Lambda class shuttles. I didn't even consider it. I'd have to go back and look at them and their abilities and see if maybe that would have worked. Maybe that could have matched up against the X-Wing, and then my TIE fighters could have been the ones.
It's definitely very possible. It's definitely very possible. Like I said, it was a very interesting scenario. We'll play these again down the road because this is the ship is made for epic play, not for standard play. So you won't see the 100-point builds. And like I said, that's why we kind of cramped it up so you got everything in this video maneuver-wise because there were a lot of ships. And there's some much more other scenarios in it. There's a good amount of missions.
And we got to see some of what the big ship can do. You stressed out my ships a couple of times. Didn't have a chance to try to get rid of the stress because they got blown up right afterwards. Rebuilding the shields, so it was interesting to see some of the aspect of it.
For that as a tank, I would definitely like to try some of the other stuff that will not so much be just directly killing that and trying to protect more of the fleet or something else. Like I said, it's for scenario play, and I can't wait for the next other huge ship that's coming in. That'll just add even more to the craziness.
Yeah, definitely.
But we hope you enjoyed that. That's the X-Wing. Like I said, you saw that in the unboxing that I performed for that, and here's the X-Wing bat rep for that. We've got that into play, and we'll have more down the road. Subscribe, share us,
leave comments.
All right, yes.